I think you can see me in here. Thank you all so much for coming. Hi everyone, it's good to see you. I see Finley and Nihra, Flying Marlin, way too slow. Akira, I'm glad you're here. Sai, Aiden, Jankmo, thank you for subscribing for 2 months. Yay! Balgis, hello. McLean, I don't think I've seen your name before. Welcome to the stream. Amy, Super Brew, it's good to see you. I'm glad you were finally able to catch a stream. This is like my earliest stream ever. Miss Kalika said, looks like the PVZ Twitter account just retweeted the stream. Oh my goodness. I just started streaming last month, and so I'm pretty new to all of this, and I've told people in my community that thank you whoever said to turn the sunflower around. Oh, there we go. Oh, so I'm a little nervous. I usually only play for like my community. We have like 100 to 200 people watching at a time. But oh, the Miss, thank you so much for the resub. I'm still getting used to saying resub because this is the first time that people can subscribe for more than 1 month, because I'm still pretty new to all of this. Custard Dog, hello. Jankmo, yay, I'm glad you're here. Elwood says, who's your favorite Simpsons character? Scrappy Coco 97, thank you for the follow. Favorite Simpsons character? I don't know. I'd have to think about that. I think, oh, Tor Chestnut, hi, thank you for the follow. Boom Shakalaka, the Music Dan, I think you're new here. Ginny Noctua, hi, thank you for the follow. Nova Funner, Cactus Fernado, so many new people here. If you guys are new, thank you so much for visiting. Thank you, NPH, for the follow. I should give a little background. If you guys came here from Twitter or from any of those announcements, thank you, Mink the Drawing Researcher, for the resub, and New Kaho as well. Thank you so much. So my name's Laura Shigihara. I am the Plants vs. Zombies composer, and I've also worked on over 30 different published video games, mainly as a composer. Everything from like doing voice work for World of Warcraft, music for Super Meat Boy 5th Anniversary Edition, Deltarune. I just recently did something for the Undertale sequel, and High School Story and Choices, To the Moon, Finding Paradise. So lots of different games. And then in 2017, I also released my own game, which was fulfilling a life dream to make a game. TCLP, thank you for the follow. And that game's called Rakuen. And I spent about 4 years on it. Suhao, thank you for the follow. But I've done a lot of different things in the industry. I really love video games. I've been playing since I was a super little kid. Moist Nugget, hello. And of course, Plants vs. Zombies has a special place in my heart because, you got the special animation. Vlad, thank you for the follow. It's one of the first major projects that I worked on. I'd done maybe a few games before that. Hi, Swag Cat. But it was probably the first time I got to compose music that I was really excited about. Neva Funner, thank you. The team was really great to work with. George Fan is an incredible designer. I think he's one of the best designers in the industry. Meme Bugs, thank you. I love how he makes things more universal, like the tutorials worked into the game. The game design is funny, and hi Crimson, thank you. He's just a very incredibly talented creative person. And then Todd is the programmer, very, very great programmer. Thank you, the Isaac. And he did an excellent job, and he's also very funny. Netis, thank you for the subscription, for the resub. And then Rich Werner, an incredibly talented artist as well, and really easy to work with and cool. And all the other people who worked on the game, there are people like, Anonymous Cheer, thank you so much for the desserts. We do desserts here instead of regular polygon bits and stuff like that. There's desserts that fall from the sky. But yeah, it was a wonderful project to work on. Thank you, Roth, for hosting. And it was really fun to get to compose music that I really, really liked. Because prior to that, I did, some music I usually had to fit a particular kind of theme with PVZ. Thank you, Los Gatos. I got to do a lot of the type of music that I liked listening to as a kid. So like exciting boss battle music, you know, like this kind of stuff. I got to do a lot of kind of mischievous sounding music. I got to use jazz chords, circle of fifths, you know, like classical music type stuff. I got to do a lot of crazy beats and integrate all the stuff together. Sebastian Wolf, hello. Foco, thank you for the follow. Sebastian Wolf is actually responsible for putting the music into sheet music. I said that in a completely untechnical way. Quibas, thank you for the follow. Basically notating it so that folks can play the piano music. I put some of it on my website a long time ago. Turtleneck, thank you. And he's also he's a very talented pianist and stuff like that. Ben the Soda Man, Custard Alku Cullen, hello. Hedgehog, thank you for the follow. Miss Yeti, oh, it's good to see you. Sonic Guy, Sonti Kui, Frosty the Simple Streamer. Hi, it's so good to see everybody, and I'm so sorry, like, if I miss a follow or a subscription. I think I'm just like, there's a lot of stuff going on in chat right now, and I'm just so excited. I can't believe that it's been 10 years since the game came out. So much has happened in that time, and it was a really fun project. It's so exciting to hear people, you know, still playing the game, and then after the game came out to see the reaction to stuff, people watching the music video, playing the game like all over the world, and it was a real honor to get to work on the project. Thank you, King Piggy is cool. Astreyu, oh, hello. Oh, did I miss something? Oh my gosh, Akira, oh, gotta hit the road. We'll be listening until my internet cuts out. Have a great stream. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. And thank you everyone for commenting, because otherwise I would have missed that. Thank you so much. And Neva Funner, thank you also for cheering. Quick note about Akira, he's one of our mods here. He's a really good friend. And he's also like a composer. He makes games. He's really cool, and he's been here for I think every single stream, but he's going to do a really cool nature activity today. But I'm super happy that he got to be here for just even a bit. Sea Scientist, thank you for the host. Yeah, Akira, I hope that you and Listy have a wonderful time. Cyphex, hi. TJ Frozen Shades, I just listened side by side. I'm no musician, but I think Undertale Spider Dance is the same chord as PVZ's Loon Boon. You know, I've never listened to them side by side before. I did play Undertale and I really enjoyed it. I played it a long time after PVZ. I played it in 2016, I want to say, end of 2016. But I really like Toby Fox's music a lot. Let's see. I saw a question up here. The True Black Phoenix. Oh, Camp Noodles. Hi, thank you. Shiggy, did you end up crying after you heard Everything's All Right after you finished composing it? I don't think so, but I thought a lot about it. Patriotic P, hi. And I think I just got into the meaning of it. I did cry at the end of that game. But after first composing it, I think I was just really happy to finish the song. Hi, Jefferson. Buttsack McButters. Hello. Oisog, thank you. Let's see. So, Ballistic LG, is it possible to get the PVZ1 soundtrack on Spotify? You know, I've heard that question before, and I can try. I do have the... Oh, Astra, hi! Thank you, and welcome to the stream. Astra's like one of the biggest, if not the biggest, Plants vs. Zombies fans that I've ever known. He's got like all the collector's editions and stuff like that. And he got his grandfather, correct me if I'm wrong, but you got your grandpa to play the game, right? Which I think is so cool. That's one of like the great things about Plants vs. Zombies. I think George gave a talk at GDC once where I think it was titled something like How I Got My Mom to Play My Game, or How I Got My Mom to Play Plants vs. Zombies. The Galleon, thank you for the follow. And he talked about like the things he did to make it more universal. And I really appreciate that too, because both my parents played the game as well. My dad has only ever played 3 games in his life. Minesweeper, Rockoin, which is the game that I made, and then Plants vs. Zombies, and a little bit of like Wii golf. But yeah, so he loved it. He played PVZ over and over and over again, doing the different challenges where they say you can't have certain plants and stuff. So I thought that was really awesome. Mummy Apple. Hi, PVZ is one of the games I grew up with, and it's a big inspiration for me musically. So this means a lot to me. Thanks for doing this, Shiggy. Thank you for coming. And Petaluma, thank you for the desserts. You guys will notice we finally have like a base emote, or not emote, a base badge, I guess, which is this little mushroom. It was originally created by Emi Toyonaga for my game Rockoin, and I'm excited that we're kind of slowly decorating the streams here and there. We also have a somewhat new, yes, Bodmas80 put it, that's our new emote. It's a label hand holding up a glowing mushroom. So I think, Sayoi, thank you for the follow. I was thinking today we could do a mix of kind of like music from the soundtrack. And also if you guys have questions, we can do some composer Q&A things. So if you have questions about the game or about Verani, thank you, or about, you know, like being a video game composer, about the music, about things like that, then I'd like to kind of do a mix of all those things. And thank you so much for coming today. It's really cool to get to do this. Exciting to see people know the tracks. I saw folks saying, choose your seeds and picking plants and stuff like that. What is everybody's favorite plants? I'm looking around because I had a prop that I was going to show everyone at some point. Cheese, yay! Thank you for the resubscription. Cheese says, love the music and positivity of the stream. Oh, thank you so much. I want to take a second to just say I really love the community here, like our stream, our Discord, our Vidian, thank you. Everybody's really, really nice. We try to, like a lot of people will post their own creative things, and I really love when folks will comment, like on other people's compositions or art. Thank you, Roger. And just kind of generally support one another. If you're having a bad day, we have a special emote that we use here. It's the, Scarecrow, thank you. It is the hug emote. If everyone who has been here for a while wants to show, like we have a big group hug emote. Their characters, Sue and Poochie. It's a little girl and a dog. It's characters from my game, but I absolutely love this emote. So thank you, everybody. Who's been here and helps to make the community what it is. And for all the people that found out about me through Plants vs. Zombies or To the Moon or High School Story or any of the other projects, thank you so much for coming. Roth Sathi, I've seen that name. I haven't seen it in a while. I like the walnut. I have the plushy toys of it too. Oh, that's cool. I think the walnut was Todd, the programmer of the game. I think that was his favorite plant. So sometimes we'd call him Todd Nut. It's Aqua Arts. Thank you for the follow. Okay, so I want to introduce someone else that's in our stream today. He is our official bot. His name is Officer Saito-san. He's a llama worm and a Japanese salaryman, and he's a little bit shy. So we'll see if we can bring him out a little bit. Saito, do you want to come out and say hi? Oh, so he's a little shy. He's a little bit self-conscious, so you might have to, pretend like you're not looking, pretend that he's just, kind of doing his own thing, and he'll come out and say hi. There we go. Saito, hi. No, someone looked at his stripes. He's very self-conscious about his stripes. Saito, they like you. They want to see you. Why don't you come out and say hi? Really, I'm serious. Yeah, see, they're all being super nice. And the other thing, hi Ben, thank you for the follow. Oh, Saito, hello. Saito says, welcome to the stream. And as he is our bot, you can interact with him if you type hello Saito, the exclamation point hello Saito, then he'll talk back to you and say a bunch of random things. Cactus Fumado, hello. I'm from Spain. It's very late. I can't see more of the stream. Oh, well, thank you for stopping by just for a little bit. So yeah, Saito, his favorite food is melon pan. It's this Japanese bread that has no melon in it, but it looks like a melon. And he likes canned coffee. So I let him come out every now and then, bring his food, say hello. So yeah, you can interact with him. He also serves tea because his hobby is making new blends of tea and stuff like that. So you can ask him what the tea menu is, and you can order a drink. So those are... Hi, Swirly Bird. Thank you for the follow. That's a really cute name. Finkala says, I made it home from work in time after all, so I'm here for the long haul. Yay! Suha says, my favorite plant is cactus, and my favorite zombie is the Digger Zombie. I like Digger Zombie too. I like to think that he's kind of a softie. He's the one in the music video that says, I like your tricycle. So I feel like he's actually kind of like nice at heart. Hi Soralith, can we order Mellipod soon? It's a possibility. We might have a food menu as well. Kitowa, hello. Jeverink, hello. It's good to see folks from the community. Jank says, I wonder who else here has modded PVZ. Have you modded PVZ, Jank? I don't know if I've ever heard you talk about that before. I've only heard you talk about your strategies and stuff like that. Miss Chris, hello. Thank you so much. I'm glad. I've heard that Miss Chris has played a whole lot of Plants vs. Zombies too and is a bit of an expert. Ashtail147 says, hello Laura, how do you feel about Peter McConnell's work on PVZ2? From what I've heard, it's really, really good. I'm not too familiar with a lot of the later PVZ games, but yeah, I like it a lot. POTUS Wizard, thank you for the follow. Let's see. Custer said, I know where to begin. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even know people modded that game. Finley says, oh, you know what? Sea Shroom is cutest, but I think my actual favorite is the Magnet Shroom. That thing's a lifesaver. Yeah, I know for me, like the arrangement that I would always use, at least in the beginning. Oh, hi, P Lover. Long PVZ fan here. Appreciate your work. Well, thank you so much for coming. It's good to see you here. Yeah, like I would usually do like 2 rows of sunflowers all the way on the left. And then I would do, oh my gosh, it's been so long, I'm forgetting the names of the plants. The ice shroom? Oh my goodness. The blue guy, the blue pea shooter. The one who freezes. I would put him like right after the sunflowers. Thank you, Crisis123. And then I would have like rows of pea shooters, and then I would put the walnut in front of that. That was like my most basic build before getting more plants. Raisin Ox, thank you for the resubscription. What else? I also had a technique that I would use where I would put the, oh my gosh, it's been so long, I'm forgetting the names of everything. The spikeweed. Is the spikeweed the one where you just put it on the ground and if zombies step over it, they take damage? Was that? I would do something where I basically put like potato mine. That's what I do. I'd put the potato mine all the way on the left if I saw a really slow zombie walking this way. And then that way I would have time to build up the rest of my economy wall, because I knew that he would just die when he got to the end, so it would give me a lot of time. So I'd be planting sunflowers and getting that going, knowing that they'd get to the potato mine after a really long time. What about you all? Tell me your favorite plants or your favorite strategies and things like that. Let's see. Sai says, that's what Edu, thank you for the follow. That's what I ran until I discovered the power of garlic. I always like how when the zombies would walk into the garlic, they would be like, they'd make such a funny face and then move up to the other time. Let's see. Astra says, do Digger, Zombie, and Saito meet up and have tea parties? I'd like to think so. Saito, would you meet up with Digger Zombie to have tea? Would you bring him some tea? Oh, he would. Hi, Chiefy Creates. Writing down these stats. Hi, Counterfeit Saint. Oh my gosh, there's so many people here today. It's crazy. Reki Use, cattail's always been and always will be my favorite plant. Oh, I have to show you something. I'm going to walk to the side just for a second. Okay. I am back. Okay, so a quick little piece of trivia. Hi, Districtor. Thank you for the follow. So the cattail plant, George put it in as my cameo, and the reason is because I have this hat. Bird Star Cat 13. Thank you for the follow. I've got this like pink fuzzy cat hat, and it's very comfortable. When it was really cold, I used to wear it a lot more, but I'd wear it in the winter time, and that was my cat hat. And so the cattail was designed like as a cameo because of this hat. So I'm gonna set this over here. Let's see. Spicy Hand said, if your cameo is a cattail, why do you sing as a sunflower in the credits? I think because when I wrote that song, I thought that it would be more apt to have sunflower sing, because sunflower is like the first plant that you get, and I think she kind of like her and the regular zombie are most associated with the game, like they're kind of more iconic. So I figured that sunflower would be a better main singer for that song. Let's see. Mummy Apple says, I remember doing something for a while where I'd let the first zombie live, then trap him in my rows of sunflowers by continuously refreshing a walnut in front of him, complete the level, then kill him. I don't know why, but it was just fun for me. Hi, McGavin. Thank you for the follow. Foxy Crystal, Mima232. Good night. Are you going to bed? If so, have a good rest. Let's see. So I was thinking for some of the music, I kind of wanted to Nickel Moose. Hi. I wanted to kind of explain some of the tracks, but I thought I'd go through the list, and I think the next one, Grandma Abby, thank you. Abby, thank you for the resub. I'd start with one of the first levels, the first level actually. Sorlith says, okay, well, I need to do math homework, duty of a high schooler. I hope the rest of you have a great stream. If I finish early, I might come back then. Have a great time. Good luck with your homework. CLP Rock says this is a PVZ wiki stream now. Is that because a lot of people from the PVZ wiki are here, I'm guessing? If so, hello and welcome to the stream. I hope you are all having a good time. Thank you, Super Gamers, for saying that. I don't think I'm a very good pianist. I feel like I'm a better composer than a pianist. Tiny Castle Guy, thank you for the resub. A lot of times, let's see, Finley said, you've had 2 songs. Do you know your favorite Simpsons character yet? You know what? I feel like I do have a favorite Simpsons character, and I'm trying to think of who they are. But for some reason, all I can think of is Homer saying stupid things. I think I like Smithers or Flanders, but I'm going to think about that more. Hello, thank you for the follow. Hi, Goat. Is that what I read? Jesse Towner, PVZ. Oh, cool. We're getting a lot of PVZ folks in here. Let's see. Yeah, welcome PVZ Wiki community. I posted for the first time in many, many years on the subreddit, the PVZ subreddit, to say about the event. And I was surprised there was a lot of super nice comments kind of asking about things. And I tried to respond to a few the other day. I also saw a comment that says, are you really Laura Shigihara? And yes, that was me. I don't post on Reddit very often though, so I wasn't even sure if I posted it in the right place. But if you're here from that, also thank you and welcome. Crazy Dynam, thank you for the follow. Let's see. Yeah, Brian Skipness. We did get sub badges, so we only have the base one right now, and I think that the first one that people can get are what is it? The 3-month badge. So we're sort of slowly putting that in. We have another month. Reason Hawk says, how can you be sure you're really Laura? What do I do to show that I'm actually me? Elusive Pie says, just Pat under another. Oh, Pat, hello, welcome to the stream. Dropping by for a bit, seeing this anniversary stuff makes me realize again one of the main reasons I stumbled upon the forums in the first place. Keep it up. Thank you so much, Elusive Pie, aka Pat. It's good to see you here, Pat. Came to our forum a long time ago. I think we started it up around 2011 or something, so he's been with us for a long time. Oh, thank you, Bren, for the resub. Bren says, I love your music so much in your community. I hope you thrive here on Twitch because you're so sweet and music. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. Penguin, thanks for the follow. Let's see. Oh yeah, I know how to prove it's me because I have an alter ego. That's a thank you, Tish True, for the desserts. Check this out. I can turn into a robot at will, and I'm going to start reading comments as such.
Will this Ballistic LG says, where can we find your Discord? El Eduardo says, I have a question. Will you please sing Zombies on Your Lawn? I will definitely sing that one. I might save that one for a little bit later, though. It is my alter ego. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? I'm not so good at those tongue twisters. I'm going to go back now.
Okay. Thank you, Marshall Nubcake. So yeah, this is a no Beans Awake. So this is a no Yoshi hunting zone because on one of the first, if not the first streams I did a very funny little looper song about Yoshi Sanctuary and how you can't hunt Yoshis. Atric Vega says, Boomer Quanger, Mega Man. I never knew how to pronounce that. Mega Man X. Do you know that song? If I look it up, I'd probably remember it because I played a lot of Mega Man X. I'm trying to remember how that one went. I have Armored Armadillo stuck in my head right now that you've said that, and also Storm Eagle. For those who are new, I mainly play everything by ear. I was classically trained on the piano for about 11 years. Yeah, boy, thank you for the follow. But what I really, really like to do is to play by ear and improvise and stuff. So typically, if I've heard, Patui, thank you. If I've heard a song before and I can get it in my head, then I can usually play it. Inope, thank you. So sometimes one of the things we do on stream is that folks will suggest songs and I'll attempt to like live learn them, or Overlord, thank you. And the other thing they'll do is have me mood flip songs. So they'll, for example, give me like a really happy song. Olympia the Bard, thank you so much for the subscription. That's like the sound effect we should have, but we don't because it would be too distracting. And Tis, thank you for the desserts. Let's see. Oh, Overlord Ain said, came from Reddit. Happy to see you live. Question, where does your inspiration come from? Oh my goodness. That's tough because there's like a lot of, oh, thank you for the follow, Tis. Or Tish. I'm assuming Tish because of the 4. I have a lot of inspirations. Ducky or Dominic. These are cute names. Let's see. So I feel like, and if you mean inspiration, like inspiration in general, I'm assuming you mean like for video game music. Thank you, Coastal. For video game music, there's like a lot of stuff I've listened to. I went over like a few of my super random inspirations. One of them is Earth, Wind, and Fire. I really like how they integrate jazz chords into their music, and the beat, it really makes you want to move. It's fun music. I think I learned a lot about jazz actually from that, even though it's not really jazz, it's more like funk. I like Chicago and Peter Cetera because I feel like they have a lot of music that has really, really sweet melodies. Bread is a group that my mom introduced me to. They sing a lot of very sweet and bittersweet, sad songs that really like kick you in the heart. And I feel like being able to write songs like Everything's Alright for To the Moon, or Wish My Life Away, or Rewind, or any of those kinds of songs, this stuff in Rockwind, like comes from just listening to Bread and knowing how, you know, there's some feel to it where you write music that really reaches the heart. I listened to a lot of hip hop music growing up, like Tupac and Bone Thugs and Lupe Fiasco, and I really like hip hop because of the way it makes you move, and I love the syncopation. I love how, I don't know, there's just something really fun about rapping it because you're making percussion with your words. Let's see, what else? Johnny Mathis, Darth Exo, hello, thank you. And I listen to a lot of like happy music, like a lot of top 40 pop music, anything that sounds sweet and happy. As for video game music, which is also obviously a huge inspiration, probably my favorite game composer is Yasunori Mitsuda, who, thank you Tish, who is the composer for Chrono Trigger. And I was so honored. I actually got to work with him in 2015 for the Chrono Trigger 20th anniversary album. They let me write lyrics, perform, and co-arrange for 3 of the songs on the album. So if you're a Chrono Trigger fan, it's a really great album. And it was super fun working with him, and his crew was very, very talented and very nice. And it was just a great time. Thank you, Void Boy, for the follow. Spicy Hand said, what's your favorite video game OST song not related to Plants vs. Zombies? Oh, and also Roth, that's so cool that you know If. That one is one of my 2 favorite Bread songs as well. Let's see, video game OST song not related to PVZ. Whoa, that is so tough because there's so many. I might have to pick like a few. I think Corridors of Time from Chrono Trigger is definitely one of my favorites. I really like Hardman's theme from Mega Man 3, which is actually a pretty big inspiration for a lot of the Plants vs. Zombies music in terms of like the way that the syncopation is. It feels very, I don't know, exciting. Like this is Hardman's theme from Mega Man 3, just for a reference. about that, like on this last part, see how the note kind of hits like da, 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 and then space. So it's like it doesn't hit on the the quarter note. Like there's a lot of stuff in Mega Man music and in like video game boss battle music. Thank you, Luyo88, for the follow. Where they do a lot of that kind of like mixing up the syncopation so that the bass and, thank you Tish, the bass and the melody and all of those things kind of add to the feeling that it's not just the percussion that is giving you the beat. And I think that there's something about that that is just like so super exciting and fun. I remember that was one of my favorite things about playing Mega Man was that I felt like cool and skilled. I was just like, oh, I'm going to make this jump. Yeah, and the music would complement it in the background. And for Plants vs. Zombies, I really wanted to compose stuff that felt like that, especially for the boss battles. I wanted the player to feel like, yeah, I got this. Oh man, I planted that plant. I took that guy down, So thank you, Pizza Pirate. And your buddy Mango, thank you for the follow. Let's see. Oh, Base Metal Craig. Hi, Craig. Thank you so much for coming. It's good to see you. Craig is also, someone who works in the game industry. He worked at EA and Capcom, and he helped a lot testing the game that I made a while back. So he's a really cool guy and a musician as well. Let's see. Ethan. Let's see. Ethan Ikas. Hi, Shiggy. I enjoy making games in my spare time, but I struggle with writing music because I don't have much experience. Would you have any tips? Let's see. So I guess it depends, like, how much experience do you have? Do you play an instrument? Do you have access to, like, a music program? Oh, the great Odo Benin, or Benign, I'm sorry. Thank you for the subscription. I think that if you, one of the best tips that I like to give people who have a little bit of music background and they're kind of starting off with like, just like composing and putting things down. I do this thing where, piano. Okay, that piano is a great instrument to have as a bass because you can play the left hand and the right hand at the same time. So you can come up with stuff more easily. Top K, thank you for the follow. So the tip that I would give is, especially if you want to write video game music, to get a feel for it, is pick a game that you really like and that you would have wanted to write the music for, and then mute it and kind of watch it and think what music gets into your head. Try to imagine what music would fit that gameplay, because I think video game music is a different skill set than just composing, in that you're writing music to fit the feel of the gameplay. You don't want something that is too, invasive so that it distracts the player, and you don't want something that's like really obnoxious, when they're playing like a hard part. You want it to fit the art and the environment, but also how the player feels when they're playing the game. So I would say try to compose like for a bunch of those, and then you'll get a feel for how things work and you'll get ideas. Another thing is, if there's music that you like, recreating that music is actually a really great way to learn so much about the process. Like, I think when I first started out, I was just attempting to recreate some of my favorite music or stuff off the radio that I really liked. And in doing so, I feel like you learn so much about like chord progressions, what chord progressions make you feel what things. For example, let's just take C major to like F minor. It sounds really sad, right? It sounds like longing and like, stuff like that. Or there might be a like that makes you feel a little happy. So I think after you kind of like mess around like that and sort of try to recreate things, you start picking up on things like, oh, this is a good chord progression, this makes me feel happy or sad or confused, or things like that. And I just think it's a really good exercise for learning. You learn a lot also about, thank you, Elusive Pie, about things like effects. Like I do a lot of manual reverb on my music, where instead of using something to create the reverb, I'll actually click in different notes and stagger them a certain way, adjust the velocities. And to me, it's really fun. I feel like it's probably tedious to a lot of people, but I like it a lot because I can do a lot with the syncopation that way. But you'll learn, what works and what doesn't. My final tip is what I like to call the MIDI test. And that is when you're using a music program, like one thing that I did in the beginning was I didn't have access to a lot of like, fancy samples and high-end stuff. So instead I used like the original, 128 MIDI sound font stuff. And it's kind of cheesy sounding, but one thing that's great about using those is it sort of forces you to compose things that are very solid. Because if you don't have, much to work with, then the composition has to stand on its own. So by the time you're done, if you are using those kinds of samples and it still sounds good, then at that point, thank you, Freaker Camper. At that point, any other samples you plug in afterwards are pretty much going to sound good. So I think it's a really good exercise. So yeah, composing music for other games, trying to get the right feel, recreating game music that you like, or any kind of music that you like, and try something like the MIDI tests where you're not relying on samples and arpeggiations and things that just kind of sound good on their own. But if you want to refine your composing skills, just try to see if you can make something sound good with like super cheesy samples. Let's see. Tish True says, do you like classic or jazz? I like them both, actually. I was classically trained for 11 years on the piano, but I don't really think I'm a great pianist. Like, I'm really, really bad at sight reading, like really slow. And I don't remember like theory terms and stuff. Oh, Arvidian, thank you. You chose like zombie hands. That's cool. So when I explain music or think about it, I know there's like proper terms for things, but I'll say stuff like, instead of calling it a minor chord, I'll be like, oh, it's a sad chord, or that chord sounds confused. I won't use technical language. But like, oh, Sai, by the way, I just want to say, love the gift sub animation. Oh, yay. This is the first time that we have it in there. So I actually didn't see it if it played. So I'm kind of, thank you, Spore. Let's see. I totally keep forgetting what I'm saying about stuff. What was I talking about? Oh my goodness. Let's see. I feel like I was talking about composing, and Balgus said, that might be the best advice I've heard on that topic. Thanks for that, Laura. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I never know if my advice is any good. Blue says, I know that feel, Shiggy, mainly since I can't read music at all, so I'm really slow. Oh yeah, I know, it just doesn't register with me. Like if I sit there, I'll be like this, like really slowly. Thank you, Crisis, for the desserts. Okay, so I remember what I was saying. It was classical and jazz. The thing I do like about classical music, well, I like how it sounds. I grew up listening to it because my dad really, really likes classical music. He introduced me to like Dvorak and Bach and Mozart, and we would listen to it in the car a lot. So I just really like how it sounds. I like how intricate it is, how it makes me think of math, like everything, the patterns and the way that everything goes together. What do you call it? There's certain phrasings like circle fifths and stuff like that I really, really like. Crisis says, okay, I really need to go to bed. I'm going to catch the VOD later. Good night, all. Have a good night, Crisis. Thank you so much for dropping by, even though I'm guessing it's late for you over there. But on the flip side, I really like jazz a lot too. And the reason for that is because, my piano teacher knew that I was not super structured with my music. I wonder how many composers are like that, because sort of, free thinking and stuff. But he suggested, why don't you take jazz lessons at some point? And for me, I always liked the way jazz sounded, but I couldn't, for all the things that I play by ear, there was a lot of jazz that I couldn't play by ear because it was different from what I'd heard before. So I took I think 2 or 3 jazz lessons, and enough to basically learn how it worked, and then I quit because I was like, okay, got it, got the info. But I really like it because it just feels so, reddit.com too, thank you for the subscription. It feels free, because I really love improvising. I have an easier time on stream, for example, playing things when I'm just improvising, since there's no pressure to get something perfect, and to recall it perfectly. So I like classical and jazz both. But I think if I was to say one that I'm more comfortable with, probably jazz. Aka TV says, Laura, early stream so I can watch a bit. It's just 1 a.m. here. Oh, oh, good. I'm guessing that most of my streams later are totally dead set in the middle of the night. Let's see. Thank you for the follow, reddit.com too. TCLP Rock says, Laura, tell us the story about the unused Zombotany track if you remember anything. Okay, I will try my best. I think the thing with the Zombotany track was just that, like, when I put it together, I actually really liked it because I like the descending. To me, that chord, the dun, 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 it just sounds really exciting. So I really like the track a lot. But I think it ended up not fitting. I think one of the reasons might have been that it wasn't, maybe the loop wasn't long enough, because I think it's only about like 1:30 or something like that. And I feel like the boss battle was going to go on for potentially a really long time. So I think I ended up trying to write something that could be looped better in case people spend a really long time on the battle. The other thing was that I wanted to have something where there was like more diversity in the, I don't know what you call it, the different musical phrases. So like with Dr. Zomboss, for example, there's kind of, there's the fast parts like that. And then there's the like that part feels a little slowed down, stuff like that. So I just, oh, is Jank going? Oh, gotta do something. Oh, all right, see you. Hopefully you'll be able to make it back when we're still online. But like, let's see. Yeah, so I think the main reason was just I needed a longer track, and I needed to have like more musical phrases and stuff to change things up, since George said that the boss battle was probably going to go for a long time. Let's see. Is it possible to change my name? Reddit.com asks, I'm super new to Twitch. Like, this is only like my first month on here, and I actually don't know how to do that, but perhaps somebody in chat could tell Reddit if you can change your name or not, because I'm actually not sure. Let's see. Suha says, what's your favorite minigame? I think probably Vase Breaker. I really like sort of sitting there and kind of planning things out and stuff like that. Let's see. Blue says, oh, okay. So Blue said to Reddit, I believe so. Check under profile settings at the top right, somewhere in there, if I remember correctly. Oh, thank you. I didn't finish my story on why PVZ soundtrack's not on Spotify. I think because I don't know if Spotify was around when I first put it up there, or if it was something that people not affiliated with a record label could use. So that's probably why. Like, I haven't actually done anything with PVZ in quite a long time. But I use DistroKid, like a third-party thing for my other music, so I might be able to get the soundtrack uploaded there as well. If so, I'll post about that and let folks know, because I think that if you go through DistroKid, I think it puts all your music on Spotify automatically in addition to other places. Calor, thank you for the follow. But short answer is basically just I haven't done anything with the soundtrack in a long time, because maybe like 8 years ago now that I did all that stuff, so Spotify has been probably invented in the interim, or available in the interim. Let's see. PVZ AB fan said, do you remember anything about the Beta Pirate Seas theme? If so, could you maybe play it for us? Okay, so somebody asked that on the Reddit thread the other day. And it's funny because I wrote that such a long time ago, and I think it was on my other computer, and I don't have it. And so I don't remember too much of it. I think there's just like... That's like literally all I remember from it. I wish I could get a hold of it. I think it's possible that I might have it somewhere, like on a flash drive or something like that. Because I know that one I composed at home and then brought into work. So I know it's got to be somewhere. I'll try my best to find it, because I'm also very curious about how it sounds. I hate when I like lose music. It's like losing memories. Let's see. Spicy Hand. I actually haven't played Ori and the Blind Forest yet, but I would like to, because it looks like such a beautiful game. Balgus said, oh, thank you, Balgus. Balgus said you can, if you go to the top right, click your account picture, then click on settings from the drop down menu. You'll be taken to the channel settings page. From there, you can see a pencil next to the username. Click on that and it'll allow you to change your username. Well, that's good to know. Thank you, Valgus. Okay. Ballistic LG says, may I request Rigor Mormist and or Graze the Roof? You know what? I think we're due for another song here. I was thinking like, how can I spread out the soundtrack if it's a 2-hour stream? So yeah, I think it's a good time for that. So let's do a little Graze the Roof. Oops, that's a little too low. Zyfex, thank you so much. I didn't get to see the gifts of animation, but I saw the things pop up in chat. Thank you so much for gifting subs to people and being a hero in the community. That's super nice of you. Thank you so much. I don't know if I missed any of the other ones. Iced Cactus said, I only noticed today there's a little bit of watery graves. Wait a second. Wow. A little bit of zombies on your lawn and watery graves. That's a good observation, because yes, watery graves, I actually wrote that one first, and I think that one might be my favorite. in-game music or my favorite track, because I love the chord progression. It feels very happy to me, and I wanted to keep it going. So when I was working on Zombies on Your Lawn, I kind of took the progression and used it for the final song, because I really like it a lot. So I was like, yeah, we should use it again. Suha says, could you play the ancient Egypt theme from PVZ too? I might have to go listen to it again to remember it. I can play it, I think. Let me think about what it sounds like. In fact, actually, I probably should go listen to it again. Nicholas, thank you so much for gifting those subscriptions. Oh my goodness. We have so many new people today, so it's really nice of you to do that so that they can use the emotes and feel part of the community and stuff. Thank you so much. Let me check one thing. We're having some issue with the okay. Okie dokie. Hopefully it should work now, because we have a new animation for when people gift subs, because people in our community are like super generous, and there's a lot of gift subbing going on. So there's like a specific one, because sometimes I don't realize that someone subscribed because someone gifted it to them. So oh man. So let's see. Right, the Egypt music. I'm going to look that up really quick, because I haven't heard it in a very long time. I don't know if you guys will be able to hear this or not, but okay. Yeah, okay. You can? Okay. How loud is the music in the background anyway? Okay, so I slightly remember it. Lifex for gifting to Tish True. Oh my gosh, you've gifted 103 subscriptions. That's so nice. Thank you so much. Something like that. Sometimes I compose something so quickly and so many years ago that it doesn't get saved in my head. So I have to go back and reference it again. Let's see. Snocks in the Box. Which is your favorite PVZ game, both music-wise and gameplay-wise? Well, I'm not going to say music-wise because that would be kind of odd, but definitely like the first game is my favorite. I feel like it was the closest to being like an indie game, and it's the original. It's like I don't know. I think I prefer also the style where you can get the game up front instead of like microtransactions and stuff like that. But I think it's really neat what they're doing with all the, like the other games. I had no idea that there was like so many new franchises around it, and people were talking about the FPS game, and I was like, whoa, it's so trippy seeing like the characters in 3D like that. So yeah. But I'll probably have to say the first just because, obviously it has a special place in my heart. Mikhail Rozanov says, what's your favorite personal memory from PVZ? Gosh, let's see. I think that I really liked working on the music video. And it was so fun. I remember the process leading up to that. So I wasn't contracted to write a song. It was just something that I wanted to do because I love writing songs. I feel like it's a bit more my forte than other stuff. So I was like, at the end of the project, I'm like, this game is so awesome and so good. I wanted to have a really cool theme song at the end. So I started writing this song, and I had all these ideas for it. And it's funny because partway through, I heard like Jonathan Coulton, I think, made that song, Are Ye Your Brains? And when I heard it, I got really discouraged because I was like, oh, this song is so good. It's so catchy and it's really funny. And I was thinking like, oh, I don't think I can be that funny. I don't think I can write a good song for, about zombies. That song is like the perfect song about zombies. It's so funny. And so like for a couple of days, I was feeling a little discouraged and having trouble kind of coming up with stuff. But then I was like, it's fine. I think George talked to me too and was like, you have your own style and don't, compare it to others, and just, go with your own style. So I was like, okay. And I hopped back on, and I ended up making the song. And of course, I really liked it a lot. I think actually a really cool moment too later was that I think I emailed Jonathan Coulton asking some advice about digital music, like putting music online. And he wrote back and he was like, oh, I know Plants vs. Zombies. That was some really great music. And so it was cool. It was like a sort of full circle thing. Thank you, Blue Flame, for the follow. But yeah, I think it just the process of creating the song, and then I think like Rich came down to work with George and Todd, and we were all kind of working to put the music video together. It wasn't a music video at first too. It was just the ending credits and kind of blitzing to get that last part of the game done. And then when it was finished, like the marketing team at PopCap saw it, and they were like, oh, this is really cool. Can we use this basically like to advertise about the game? And I know that for George, he was a little bit conflicted about it because he was like, well, I mean, that's kind of like putting the secret surprise ending out there before people have even played, and I don't know. But then in the end, he was like, okay, it's probably all right. And I think it was a good decision because at the time, a lot of different, video game news sites picked up on it because they're like, what is this? It's so strange. Everything from like having this like kind of chubby zombie be like, I like your tricycle, and the zombie dolphin coming out. I think people just saw it and were like, what is this game about? So I think it was a good decision, and I had so much fun working with them during that time. I think another happy moment was after the game. I think it was like right after it came out and it was doing well, and we all went up to PopCap to visit, and people were so nice to us. I remember like folks from the marketing department saying that it kind of felt like it recharged them to be able to work on the game, and a lot of people were coming up and saying like, oh, we played the game, it's really fun. I got this super nice email from this lady named Paula who worked in creative labs there, doing like a lot of the marketing stuff, and she wrote me a really super nice message about the song, and I think it was just really cool to see folks' reactions to it. So being there that week was really, really fun. Working on the music video is probably happiest memory, best memory, or whatever related to that. I also have a funny story related to the roof, related to the roof theme. As you guys know, there was butter zombies, like corn plants that would occasionally shoot pats of butter, and the mechanic was that I think it did a little less damage. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I know people here from the wiki probably know like every single detail about that, but I think it would do a little less damage than the pea shooters, but the butter would kind of the kernel pellets, the butter would slow them down, so that was helpful when zombies were coming in and you were trying to like hold off the wave. So, Finley said the corn themselves deal less damage than a pea, but the butter deals more and stuns. Okay, cool. Wow. Yeah, thank you. Wow, you guys are all very like well versed in the game. That's so cool. So in order to get that sound effect, I was looking for a good butter sound, but I couldn't really find anything. And I was like, in any of my libraries or anything. And I was like, maybe I need to make this sound. So I think I made like a bowl of oatmeal, and I got butter, and I recorded, like psh, psh, like throwing the butter into the oatmeal. And I listened to it. I'm like, nah, that doesn't really sound like butter on a head. So I think I asked George, I'm like, can I borrow your head? So he actually let me, throw butter at his head for like 10 minutes or something to get like a good butter sound. And like the room was all messy. There was like butter everywhere. We had to clean up. But the sound is really good. I mean, that's an authentic Foley, like butter hitting a head sound. And I remember as a joke at one of the celebratory, like a dinner that we had at PopCap after the game came out, they asked George to give a speech, and then he didn't really have a speech, so he all he did was he took off his hat and he put butter on his head and just said, "There's butter on my head," and I thought that was really funny. So yeah, that's the butter on the head story. The game has very authentic sounds. Nihira says, "The links you go for good folly." A Wiki Boy 521. Hi, I think you're new to the stream. Welcome. Wiki Boy says, I kind of wish there is a cob cannon that can also shoot a large butter while still having its cob. That would be really cool. I think it'd be neat to see a huge butter kind of flying across the screen or something like that. Let's see. So earlier, somebody asked me to play Rigor Mormist. So just saying that title reminds me of like making up silly names for the soundtrack. So after it was all done, I kind of went back and like wrote really stupid names that were all kind of like either wordplay or puns or something like that. Rigor Mormist is related to, I think we have some people here that are, I don't know if Miss Yeti is still here, but people that are scientists and doctors and would probably be familiar with this term, but vigor mortis is the concept that after somebody passes away, after a certain length of time, the corpse stiffens, and that sounds so terrible. But I guess that's like a concept, and I learned it while playing Taboo with my friends, and I was like, what the heck is vigor mortis? And then we looked it up, and it was very, very strange. So rigor mortis was supposed to be like more mist. Sorry, rigor more mist. Oh, it's rigor mortis, not vigor mortis. Okay, my bad. Rigor mortis. So I changed it to more mist because rigor mortis because they're dead and they're corpses, but also more mist because it's the occlusion level where there's like the fog. So, yeah. I see Aiden saying that you knew the rigor mortis term as well. Oh, that is cool. Wraps up says the thing I love about most PVZ music is how wow. Thank you. Oh no. Sometimes I'm reading a comment and I lose it. The thing I love most about PVZ music is how when a big wave of zombies appears, the music gains more instruments. Oh yeah, that was really fun to kind of like do sort of like dynamic stuff where as it ramped up, like I'd kind of put stuff or compose different tracks so that they could be broken down when George put it into the game, like the percussion and the bass, and sometimes there'd be like ornaments on top and things like that to come in and make it feel more exciting during those sections. Let's see. TCLP Rock says, have you ever checked the PVZ wiki? If so, what do you think of it? I think I have checked it because I played again recently on the phone, and I was kind of curious about, like, I think I wanted to look up how strong some plant was. I don't remember which one, and I think that's how I got there. But it seems really cool. Like, you all do a really good job with that. And I think that's so impressive too. Like, I'm curious, how do you figure out all the numbers behind it? Does someone like hack the game and go in and actually look at the system, like to be able to say a certain plant does exactly this much damage or things like that? I'm really curious about that. Tish True says, are you going to play Zombies on Your Lawn last? I don't know last, but probably more towards the end of the stream, I think. Although, I don't know, sometimes people have had me mood flip that one and make it like either sad or make it like jazzy. So maybe I'll do like a different version of it and then do the real one or something like that. Let's see. Oh, Marshall Nubkek, thank you for the desserts. We have the desserts falling because there's an NPC in the game that I made called Rockwan that is like a dancing label. And for fun, we just made a video where, for whatever reason, he's standing on a mountain dancing, and it's just raining cupcakes and cakes and matcha parfait and stuff like that. So that's what that comes from. Let's see. Robot Vision. So you guys want to hear Brainiac Maniac as well? Okay. Amy, yeah, that's true. Mikhail says, you listen to this track sometime? Listen to the song sometime. Rob Sub, thank you so much. Thank you. I'm really glad you liked it. And also sorry if I ever mess up or anything like that. I wrote this music like over a decade ago. So sometimes like I'll play, but sometimes I kind of forget about how things go. So thank you so much for listening and for being understanding and stuff. Arvidian, thank you so much. Oh, I really appreciate this so much, and like thank you for letting me share the music with all of you too. Nicholas, oh my goodness, thank you very much. Oh, it's so wonderful getting to share this and actually be able to play this in front of people. I remember for a long time back then, I would sit at the piano and kind of play the music, and then I went a long time without playing it, and I got really anxious about performing in front of people, and folks from my community actually encouraged me to play on Twitch. Thank you, Astra, for saying that. Yeah, and it's been wonderful kind of overcoming the anxiety. Thank you, Christian874, thank you for the follow. But yeah, I mean, before I couldn't even imagine going on stream and playing stuff because my anxiety had gotten so bad. I used to love performing and giving speeches and doing stuff when I was younger. And then, I don't know, I just, like, through work and a lot of stuff in life, like, just, I got more and more, progressively more anxious to the point where, like, the first time I streamed, my heart was racing so fast that I was, like, hyperventilating, and I could barely, like, even hit notes because my breath was so out of control. But, over time, it's gotten a lot easier, and I really love sharing music with everybody and how nice the community is. So thank you all for being so wonderful and generous and kind, and yeah, I'm really happy you're all here. Let's see. So I noticed that somebody, oh, thank you, Zyfix, for gifting this sub. And also thank you, Joshua, for giving that to Kawaii Beef. Kawaii Beef is very well known here. Sterling Dragon, thank you for the follow. Okay, so someone mentioned the ones that we haven't gotten to yet. Wobble Wobble. I did play Watery Graves. Oh no, I didn't play Watery Graves. Okay, Watery Graves, Loon Boon, Ultimate Battle, Zombotany, Vase Breaker, Zombies on Your Lawn are left. Is it possible to do it all? Let's see. Let's see. Sterling Dragon says, it's Laura Shigihara Hope, huge fan of your music. Well, thank you so much. That name is really cool too. I'm imagining like a very majestic silver dragon. In my first ever D&D game that I played on stream with some friends, I chose to be a silver dragon, I think. A blue dragon or a silver dragon. Nagato Yuki 49, wobble wobble. Hello. Okay, Loon Boon. I have a story about Loon Boon before we get started with this one. So if you see anyone typing way too fast, not way too fast, but way too fast, this comes from, so I posted like piano versions of the Plants vs. Zombies music many years back, and on Loon Boon, somebody just left only the comment way too fast. And so I was like, is she saying that I'm playing way too fast? Hi, Finara, thank you for the follow. So I responded to them just saying like, politely like, oh, well, I'm the composer of this music, and this is the piano version. And so this is actually exactly how fast it's supposed to be played. It's a different speed than what's in the game. It's not the in-game track, it's the piano track. And so to be fair, they actually wrote back and they were like, oh, sorry, so they were cool and everything. But years later, actually pretty recently, I started getting all these comments way too fast, exactly like the way that like Nihra and the Mist are writing it. And I was really confused because I was like, why suddenly are all these people telling me I'm playing my own music too fast? And like, this is like an old video of like, why suddenly this resurgence of comments? So I was curious and I went to check it out. And then I finally somebody like mentioned that what happened was that somebody took like a screenshot of that comment and me responding to it, and they posted it on a subreddit, which I think if you type the way too fast command, then thank you, Matthias, then the link to the Reddit thread isn't there. But basically someone posted it on, I don't remember the name of the subreddit, but it's where people, there we go. Yeah. It's basically like where folks will make a comment like that to somebody who made whatever it was. And I guess it got upvoted quite a lot and was like on the front page. And then I was like, oh, that's why. So I thought that was pretty funny. Oh, Mikhail, talk to you later. Thank you for coming by. It's good to see you at the stream. Thank you so much. Yeah. And I think this is probably your first time here. Let's see. Have to go, everyone. God bless you all. Hope you have a wonderful day. Let's see. But yeah, so it was really funny to see that because yeah, it's very entertaining. So if ever you see people say way too fast, a wiki boy, thank you for the follow. If you ever see anyone typing that, that's the reason. But to be fair, the person actually wrote back and apologized and stuff. So they seem like a nice person and everything. I just thought it was kind of a funny turn of events. Nicholas, thank you for gifting that sub to Yume-zen. Let's see. So that's Loon Boon. And the reason this is called Loon Boon, actually I'll say that after I play it. I saw many variations. Never fast enough. Faster. Way to faster. Oh my gosh, you are great. Chip the Blue Cat, thank you for the follow. Let's see. Loon Boon, I named that because, oh, Kevin Place, thank you for the follow. Being Awake, aw, thank you so much for saying that. I'm just thankful I can make music. Kismet Kitsune, thank you. But yeah, I named this after my cat, Metroid, who is this adorable black cat who looked a lot like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon. And at night, like, I'm sure if you folks have cats, then you know how sometimes cats go like absolutely nuts butts bonkers, like, and either just running all around the house, and he would just run everywhere and be jumping off the walls and knocking things over. And I have a lot of what do you call it, like nicknames for him. For any of my pets, I would have like a ton of different nicknames. And so I'd call him like Looney, Loon Boon, Metroid, Boogies, you know, all these different names. And so at some point when I was like trying to work on the song, I was sitting at the piano trying to work it out. And then I'm like, Metroid, stop being such a Loon Boon, because I think he jumped up on the piano and then knocked a bunch of stuff off or something like that. And I was like, Loon Boon, eh? So that's what that comes from. And I actually put, if you've played Rakuen and you, which is the game that I made, like if you do the Poochie arc, then there's a black cat in there named Looney, and that's after Metroid. Because I couldn't say Metroid because that's like a, you know, that's another game. So I just named him, him Looney instead. Ballistic LG says, Watery Graves, Cerebral, Zombies on Your Lawn, Zombotany are left. Okay, thank you. I don't know if I'm going to play Zombotany because I don't think I ever made a piano version for that one. But I will try to get to the other ones. Let's see. Thank you, Marshall. Thank you. Saito, let's come out and bow and say thank you for the desserts and for folks listening. Ian, thank you so much. Oh, thank you. Saito is very happy. Saito likes desserts. Oh, he just came out. Ash2147 says, have you played Bookworm Adventures? I think I played a bit of it. I'm not like super well versed in it or anything like that, but I do remember playing a bunch of levels. Are you a big Bookworm Adventures fan? I think I played a lot of Peggle, but mostly I played a lot of PVZ because testing and stuff like that. Let's see. Oh, another person, Good P, asks, do you still have the song you composed for Pirate Seas? Okay, so I tried finding it and I wasn't able to find it, but I'm not convinced that it's gone. Like, I think I have it somewhere. And the thing is, I wrote that such a long time ago and in a fairly short period of time, so I don't really remember anything except from people were linking me to the, what was it, like a preview trailer or something? Like that's all here, let me put this water down. And it is water. I know you guys are going to say water in quotations, but it's really water. But that's all I remember. So people like saying that because I used to have this like giant green bottle that I would like bring on stream and drink out of that, and they would joke, you know, like if I start acting, because a lot of times I stream ridiculous hours, like the middle of the night, and people are like, is that really water? Because I'll be acting kind of loopy or whatever. And then they also joke that it's chat tears because I play a lot of sad songs. Like I wrote the theme song for like To the Moon and Finding Paradise. I sang the Deltarune song. My game Rockman has a lot of sad songs, and so they always joke about that, but this really is, it's pure water. Okay, how am I doing on, let's see, time and oh yeah, Ben the Sodaman says she plays a lot of sad songs like ABC's Never Gonna Give You Up in All Star. Archatorix, thank you for the follow. Yeah, I do this thing. I could do something real quick for you all. Like I do something called mood flipping, and I like to take songs that are either like really happy or silly and then turn them into like sad ballads, or I'll take something that's very very sad and kind of make it like jazzy and upbeat and stuff like that. Let's see. Fincala said, other than PVZ and Rock One, which is your favorite work you've made for a game? That's tough. I've worked on a lot of different projects. Well, short of going back and actually looking at everything, I'm going to say that I'm really, really enjoying working on my friend's game right now. It's not out yet. At least I don't think it's on early access yet, but my friend Andy is making a game called Dunk Lords, and it's like a basketball game, sort of like NBA Jam. You play as funny characters like a bear or a giant strawberry, and you can do like ridiculous moves against the opponents. It's 2v2, and I got to compose a lot of like really fun, upbeat hip hop music for that, and I finished all the main game tracks, but I still have to do story mode. But I'm really, really having a good time with it because it feels very happy and upbeat. Yeah, so I like that a lot. It's called Dunk Lords, and it's coming out pretty soon, I think. The person who made it is named Andy Hull, and he was the programmer for Spelunky. And if you've played Rock One, he's also the voice of Tony the Bear in that. And we did a really ridiculous Magic the Gathering rap video as a joke a long time ago. So yeah, Andy's really cool. Oh, Lexar the Great, thank you for the subscription, for the resub, actually. Let's see. Balga said, mood flipping in the end might have been the best thing I've seen on the platform. Oh, thank you. I really appreciate that. Does the bear tell you to brush your teeth? He should tell you that, Marlon. Nihra said, I hope to see Tapped Out on the request list someday. Tapped Out is the MTG rap that we did. So maybe someday it'll be there. I do remember like all the lyrics, and I even remember Andy's part because editing it, I heard it over and over again. Hi, Momentous Nest. Thank you for the follow. Would you guys like to hear like a mood flipped one like, do you want to hear the mood flipped Rick Roll song or anything like that? You can let me know, because it is a PVZ strain, but I could diverge a little bit for something like that. Let me look up the lyrics, because I don't always remember them, especially when I'm mood flipping something. Never gonna give you up lyrics. Oh, Aiden, are you taking off? See you, Aiden. I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much for coming. And Aiden is awesome. I think they've been to like every single stream so far. Like, and I really appreciate that. And like, they say such like super, super like nice supportive comments. And it's just really great to have them here. So yeah, hope you have a wonderful day and that we see you again soon. Let's see. Mood flip in sync. I have mood flipped in sync before as well. Oh, Jank is back. Jank and Aiden traded off. Let's see. Okay. Do I have my request list thing popped up? Or I'm trying to remember what I played it in. I think I played it in C. Okay, so this is the mood flipped version of Never Gonna Give You Up. We're no strangers to love. You know the rules, and so do I. A full commitment's what I'm thinking of. You wouldn't get this from any other guy. I just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've known each other for so long. Your heart's been aching, but you're too shy to say it. Inside we both know what's been going on. We know the game and we're gonna play it. And if you ask me how I'm feeling, don't tell me you're too blind to see. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Never gonna run around and desert you. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. So that's a mood flip. That's something that we do here. Thank you, Marshall. Thank you so much. Jang said, I've already said it probably, but PVZ was the reason I met you and so many other great friends. I'm so happy communities like yours exist. Aw, thank you, Jank. Thank you so much. Yeah, I remember when Jank first joined our community, he, like was it a couple of years back already? Or like about 1 year, 2 years back? He had a lot of comments about Plants vs. Zombies. And I was like, wow, that's cool, because I hadn't thought about it in a while. And we've gotten to know him, and he's really, really cool. Smaloosh says, never thought I'd be crying to Rickroll, but there's a first for everything. Miriam's son 13 says, when is the Q&A? Just wondering, or is it between songs? It's pretty casual. It's between songs. So if you have like a question that you want to throw out, I'm trying my best to just kind of answer as I see. So if you have a question, you can just type it into chat. Thank you, Man of Trash. Master Mune Damage 9999. Good. I'm glad you could make it today. Let's see. I'm going to drink some water, actually. Oops, sorry. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, I guess I can take a couple now and then try to close out with like the songs that I haven't gotten to yet. I haven't done Zen Garden. How about we do Q&A and I'll try to attempt to play Zen Garden at the same time. Beepadoo says, have you worked on more recent PVZ games and how have you felt about not working on them? So I actually haven't worked on any of the other PVZ games. I worked on PVZ for a little bit when I was still at EA, but after I left, then I haven't done any work. And I think that's fine. I mean, I think it's kind of one of those things, George Fan might have mentioned this as well, that it's like, PVZ is kind of like, for us, like a memory in and of itself in a specific time period, and it's kind of, nice to have it like that. But it's also cool, really cool that they're keeping the franchise going. I'm really surprised that what started off as like this tiny casual game is still played by so many people, and things like Garden Warfare, it's sort of like, really crazy to imagine that happened. Yeah. Poptopia. Listen, the final moments played in the stream, which is better something. Well, thank you for making it. Astra says he would log in every day just to collect coins from my Zen garden. That's cool. Yeah, I remember the Zen garden and trying to grow the tree. It was so cool. I think I like that was in there. Thank you, your buddy Mango. In a recent update, they actually put Zombies on Your Lawn back into PVZ 2. Is that a question or is that a statement? Because I didn't know either way, so if so, that's really cool. So Ash2147, I actually already played Moongrains, but I was thinking to tie a bunch of things together at the end. Marshall says, are you planning on any new games set in the Rockon universe? Probably just DLC, I think. And then we also have a 3D animation, an animated series called Forever in the Sky. There's a trailer out for it, and in 5 days, which I can't believe, we're going to premiere it here on stream. So those are the main things from the Rockon universe that are coming out. question. Your songs usually have an emotional tone. Have you have or did you use any music psychology in your emotional songs? I know, weird question. Miriam said that. No, that's a really cool question. I like that. I don't think I used any music psychology intentionally, but I do look at a song after it's done, kind of like if I'm listening to it in retrospect and noticing some things, but it's not any kind of official psychology. It's usually stuff where I have my own kind of way of looking at music. I've told people before, I recently discovered I think I have some form of synesthesia, where you have that sensory crossover with, like, some people have it like that they see, Handsome24, thank you for the follow. They kind of mix up like colors and notes and sounds and stuff like that. For me, I have like a weird thing where I see certain colors and I have certain sounds. And there's a lot of other weird things, and it's kind of hard for me to explain. But I think I do a lot of like analysis, and I'll be like, oh, this chord progression, makes me feel this way, or have these senses, or, stuff like that. So in that sense, I guess there would be, some kind of psychology, but nothing that was like intentional. I usually don't construct music like that. I usually get into a particular mood and then try to have the music play in my head and then go from there. But that was a really good question. I think that was a really good question. Oh, you have that too, Camp Noodles? Oh, that's really interesting. What is your synesthesia? I've heard there's like lots of different kinds. I feel like I have an additional one that's like a taste mix-up. Khalida, thank you for the follow. Like, some foods that I eat make me feel like I'm being touched on my arms. And I know that probably sounds completely insane. Mushrooms, specifically certain kinds of mushrooms. Says, how do you feel about pogo zombies? They're annoying, but they're cool. Lord Crashington says, are there any other composers whose work you admire? Oh yeah, a lot, definitely a lot. I talk about this all the time, but Yasunori Mitsuda, the Chrono Trigger composer, is like one of my favorite composers. I feel like I've learned a lot about different, styles and different chord progressions and kind of like interesting things from listening to the Chrono Trigger and the Chrono Cross soundtrack. Of course, I like Uematsu. I like Dvorak. My dad introduced me. Oh, Finakala. Thank you so much for the donation. I'm so glad you're enjoying the stream. Thank you. It's very, very generous of you. And that was Monsieur Bud. He's another Rockwood character who's very, very interesting. The fog level. I have, but let's see. What haven't I played yet? Because I'm gonna try to do something where I string a bunch of things together. Sterling Dragon says, how do you feel about animating some of your songs? Can you play from the ground up? I might hold off on from the ground up for another stream, since I'm trying to be able to fit in all the PVZ stuff before the end. But I really like that he did that. I thought that from the ground up animation was really nice and moving, and yeah. PopCap nowadays are a bunch, let's see, Watery Graves, Zombies on Your Lawn, and Ultimate Battle. Oh, okay. It's funny because Ultimate Battle is the first track that I wrote for this game, and it's because I wrote it for my hobby project, Mellowloon. It's the boss battle music in that game. But despite that, it's the last one that I kind of came up with a piano arrangement for, so I feel shoddy on it, but I'll try. Tama always makes me think of my friend's cat, and we'd say, Tama-chan, Tama-chan, come here. Thank you so much for the desserts. Let's see. Camp Noodle says, posting this again, my synesthesia is subjects with colors and numbers with notes. Oh, that's really interesting. Numbers with notes. That's really interesting. I don't think I know anyone who has the numbers notes connection before. That's cool. I need water. 2 more to go. So you folks want me to mood flip zombies on your lawn. The Mad Woman, thank you for the follow. Jazz zombies on your lawn would be cool. Watery grave zombies on your lawn. Okay. How about for the folks that, since we're so close to the end with like all the songs, how about I do a little medley so that way the folks that trickled in afterwards can hear some of the other ones, and I'll sort of blend them together and do shorter versions of the ones that I already did. How does that sound? I hope I can still sing Zombies on Your Lawn because my voice is a little scratchy after all the talking. Okay. To get the grass walk music in my head. It's so simple. I just keep hearing that. I remember this part. Yeah, I do keep hearing watery graves. Okay, let's go to moon grains then. Medley. Oh my gosh. Abby, thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, Abby, thank you so, so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Oh, thank you, Abby. Abby's been so, so kind to me. Oh my goodness. She also leaves me like super, super nice messages like on Twitter. Like she was one of the biggest supporters of my game when it came out, and like always says such nice things and always seems to have the right timing when I'm feeling bad, and like sends an thank you so much. Oh my goodness. And also, Sora, I saw that you gifted 5 subs too, and I just wanted to say thank you so, so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Nicholas, thank you. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my. Saito. Arvidian. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. I thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Anonymous gifter. Thank you so much. And Balgus, thank you. Oh my gosh, the mist. You guys are so wonderful. Oh my. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, anonymous chair, thank you. Oh my goodness. I think some of the people here know that like if I start getting like this, I get very like in tune with like just memories of times that oh gosh. Nicholas, thank you. Like getting to work on Plants vs. Zombies was such an honor, and I think just such a wonderful thing because I've wanted to be a video game music composer for a very, very long time. I remember looking back to like a journal I had when I was like 12 or something when I talked about wanting to compose music because I loved Capcom so much, because I played so much, Mega Man. I loved Mega Man. I do like boss poses in the swimming pool, and I could play like any of the Mega Man songs by ear from like 2 through 4 and some of the ones from 5. Arvidian, thank you. Oh my goodness. Poku, hi Poku. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry. I'm having trouble like Balgus. Oh my gosh. I feel so bad, like I'm not able to like respond and say thank you properly. Because when I get like this, it's like all my thoughts are kind of merging together and I just feel really, really Astray, you. Thank you. Abby, oh my god. Abby said, it's still going, but that was interesting. Thank you so much. Thank you, Abby, for oh my goodness. Oh, Sai, thank you for writing all that down for me. Anonymous gifted 41 subs. Arvidian 20. Oh, the miss. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Nicholas 16. Zyfix gifted 12. Astrayu 11. Balgus 10. The Mist 10. Sorreless 6. And I just thank you so much for it. Thank you, Anonymous Sub, for gifting that. I see someone's going to bed. I'm Ilmo, the dude. Gotta fade out, not to dreams. Thanks for the stream, Shiggy. Oyasumi nasai. Good night, Laura in chat. Thank you for coming tonight. Oh my goodness. Camp Noodle says, happy 10 year of your huge debut, Laura. You've inspired my life so many ways, and I know I speak for myself and others when I say you're amazing. There's Sarah here. Thank you, Camp Noodles. Thank you so much. I don't even know where to begin with all the things that I want to say. I think just like this is something that I wanted to do for such a long time. And I know nowadays, you know, people know a lot about video game music. And when I was a kid, it was not common at all to like video game music. And I remember trying to show my friends and my piano teacher. Oh, Astra. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you so much for coming and modding today. It means so much to me. And everyone else here who's helping with modding and stuff. I think just like, yeah, I tried to tell my piano teacher, I was like, video game music is so cool. Listen, you know, I want to show you this track. And they were like, I don't understand. It just sounds like beeps and boops to me. But I was like, no, it's like an adventure. There's like, the bass has its own melody. There's like a melody in the middle, one on top. It's like classical music. And he just looked at me like I was like nuts. He was like, oh, okay, Laura. And yeah, not too many of my friends played video games when I was little, except in Japan, a lot of people played games there, but in America, not as much. Thank you, Grandma Abby. Thank you so much. Finar, pretty sure your music's touch every single person here. Oh my goodness. Oh, Camp Noodles taking off now. See you later, Camp Noodles. But I think it just means a lot to me because I think getting to work on something like this where, you know, like, it's just a dream come true to be able to make that kind of music and to be able to, like, express, and in something so, like, esoteric of a field. Like, if I said to people my dream is to be a video game composer growing up, they would be like, what? You know, and I feel like in the industry, it took me a while to get my footing. I think people generally don't take me very seriously at first. And I felt like I've tried pretty hard, to work pretty hard to try to prove myself. And, like, thank you. Know how cold. Thank you. Thank you. Saito. Thank you, Anonymous Cheer. Thank you. Oh, my eyes certainly aren't dry anymore. Thank you. I'm sorry, my nose is all red now. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Cosmium, oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Cosmium. Oh my goodness. It's just what I'm feeling right now, I think. And I'm going to go back, and for the messages that I missed, I'm going to go back through chat and read all of these long messages too, because I really love. Oh, thank you, Nicholas. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I just feel like there was a lot of times where I didn't know quite where I was going in my career. Thank you, Golden Ready. Like I felt like I turned down some pretty big things in Japan when I was a lot younger. A chance to be like a singer over there. Arvidian, thank you. Because there was just, stuff they wanted me to do I wasn't comfortable with, and I thought I'd given up my chance to be able to do songs and music and all that for a living, and I was very confused, like, what am I going to do? And, when I was working in games, I remember I took a lot of jobs working for free. Thank you, Rainworks Art. I like this very specific number. Like, yeah, I did a lot of stuff for free. I worked long hours. I remember going to events and trying to prove to people that I really, really was passionate about video game music and that this was something that I loved. I'm like, my party trick was playing Mega Man music by ear. People would call out like a boss and I would be like, oh, it's this, or I loved music from Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, the Final Fantasy games, Yoshi's Island, the Zelda games. And I felt like so many times people would look at me like, I don't know who this kid is, or, like, oh, thank you, Grandma Abby. and it took years, to get to a point where people were like, oh, you're the PVZ girl, you've done these things. And now I've gotten to work on like so many different projects. And even a lot of times too, I would put input about game design and about making games, and people would usually be like, oh, okay. So to be able to actually make my own game too, like I made a game called Rockwin in 2017. I worked on it for 4 years. It was my dream to make it, and just to be able to say that I did that, like, and to be sitting here now, like overcoming like that. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, thank you, Cosmium. I don't think I've ever even seen that animation before here. You triggered the desserts, the big desserts. Marshall, thank you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The donut, yeah, there's the donut in the matcha parfait. Cloudy with a chance of donuts. Oh my gosh. But it just feels so good. I mean, I think through that whole process, I sort of forgot how much I love playing the piano and sharing songs and singing for people. And I want to say thank you too for the other people that worked on this wonderful game, to George for making it. And he believed in me a lot in music. And I know he's going to do a lot of really great other, new other projects after this. And Rich is a very wonderful artist. And thank you, Sorala. Thank you. And I know he's worked really hard too. And, he does such great, unique art. And Todd always makes me laugh. He's a really good programmer. I still remember when he was teaching me how to do a state machine, because I was working on a state machine for my game, and I'm not a great programmer at all. And yeah, so thank you, everybody who worked on the project, and everybody also just who's been coming to the stream, everybody who's a part of the community, who supported my work, who's played Rocco and written a review, who's listened to my work in other games. Thank you so much for letting me do this kind of thing. And it's just it just blows me away. I mean, like, even just like a few years back, I was so scared to get in front of people and perform. Like, if I look at old videos, like there was a live performance of Singing Zombies on Your Lawn, and I could feel how scared I was. I had such a physical reaction of anxiety. And to be here now, able to, sing and share this music, and like for me, sharing music is like sharing a piece of my heart, and just like, it's so special. And I can't say thank you enough. This has been a much more emotional day than I thought it would be. I'm like, I'm not playing any sad music. So I'm not playing any, like Rocco and stuff or anything. So, thank you so much. The Carlos, thank you for the follow. Yeah, it's a wonderful day to reflect it. I just, Sky Yoshi, thank you for the follow. Oh my goodness. um, Sora, that's okay. That's okay. Smoosh says, "Oh, Poku-san, thank you for the resub. Keep doing what you're doing. Oh, thank you very much. I'm glad I've known you through these years." Smoosh, actually, okay, I'm gonna read this message and I'm gonna say one more thing. So, Smoosh, yeah, Lord, to be able to chase your dream through the good and the hard times, it's beautiful and admirable thing. Your fans feel your passion through your music, and thank you for the love and hard work you put into everything you do. Thank you so much for that comment. Can we get a group hug for Poku-san, because he's been going through some rough times lately, and I'm glad you're here today. Please say hi to Tammy for me. Oh my gosh, I'm totally gonna go back and read all of these messages afterwards. Thank you all so much. Today's been really fun. And afterwards, if you guys can go find George and Todd and Rich, they're all on Twitter. Go tell them what a great job they did on this game too. Thank you, everyone. Thank you so much. There's so many times people don't. Group time. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, group hug time. I'm gonna have to. Thank you all so much for being here. And I didn't even remember what part of the song I was on. Abby says, "Oh, Abby, oh, okay. That's the same as Grandma Abby, I'm guessing. My sneakiness and gift-giving stuff for the night. Need to get back to writing. Just want to stop by, spread the love here, and remind everyone, oh, if you haven't bought Rocco, go buy because thank you so much." I'm going to see if I... Thank you so much. Abby, you're so sweet and wonderful and positive, and I appreciate you so much. Thank you for brightening my day. and for always saying such sweet things, and for your generosity today. I can't even express how. I'm sorry. Thank you, Nicholas. I think it just feels really good because there's been a lot of times, I think, in my career where people didn't really believe I could do what I could do, and I've been assumed to be many things. But I'm really glad that that I got to stick with it and keep going. And besides games, besides like making games and game music, my other goal is, like, as a lot of you know, is to create a community where people feel comfortable online. And I can't tell you how happy and honored I am to see that community spirit and the things that we've been kind of working on for these years translate over into Twitch. I see all of people's kindness and supporting one another and everything here on Twitch too. And thank you, Material Games. Even maybe in like a more emphatic way, and I'm just so happy for that. In 5 days, we're going to do another crazy stream. It's going to be for the 2nd year anniversary for Rockwin, and I've asked people to send me stories. There's like a thing in the game called Towel Cape Heroes. It's a group in the game where they're doing things within this hospital to kind of help people, like with little things, to show that anyone can be like an everyday hero. Thank you, Warm Duvet, for the subscription. And good morning, Weenie Pie. And so I was saying, yeah, if you want to send me stories to supershigi@gmail of times that someone was a Towel Cape hero for you, and it can be anything like, oh, P Lover says it's getting late for me. Wish best of luck to Laura and everyone else here. Bye. Thank you for coming today, P Lover. It's so cool to meet all these new people here and stuff like that. But like, yeah, like just say you were really down one day and somebody was next to you and started talking to you and they completely turned your whole day around, and just by like talking and listening to you, you know, or it could be something like you were stranded on the side of the road and someone helped you, or you know, like your mom sent you this wonderful care package, or I don't know, it could be anything where you just feel like somebody was doing something that completely changed your whole outlook and your whole mood and stuff like that. And so I've received a lot of really wonderful stories so far. So if you want to participate, I'm probably going to pick a few and read them on stream that day, along with sharing music from the game and all that stuff. But since this is a PVZ stream, I kind of want to make sure that I can at least try to finish off the medley and stuff like that. And I do want to read Astra's message. Astra said, "Thank you so much for making amazing music for PVZ, Laura. That's how I first got to meet you. So I'm really grateful for your beautiful soundtrack." Thank you, Astra. I know Astra is like the biggest PVZ fan that I know, and he came here today and is helping mod the stream, and has been a good friend for a long time. I'm so glad that I got to meet you through that. Okay, let's see. I think I was kind of on rigor mortis. I was on Graze the Roof? Okay. Thank you, Laugh B. Are you Abby also? Thank you so much. So much. That's okay. I have a lot of times when I like copy and paste something and I keep it in a clipboard and then I accidentally copy and paste somewhere else and then I'm like, oh no, I'm not sure if there is something like that. But either way, thank you so much for your generosity tonight, Abby. And thank you for being so positive. Can we get a hug for Abby also? If we haven't already, can we get a group hug for Abby? She's been through some tough stuff in the last few years, so the fact that you're being so generous here, thank you. When I'm emotional, sad stuff comes out on the piano. That is so nice of you, anonymous gifter. I saw that. I will try my best to transition. so much. Thank you. Arvidian, thank you. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. I think Arvidian, Custer Dog, Arvidian, Tama, Cody Sting. Thank you all so much. Oh, that was so much fun. Thank you all so much for letting me play and sing for you today. Sorry, my voice is a little scruggy after all the crying, but it was fun. It was really fun. Oh, oh my goodness. Thank you so much. This has been really fun. It was more fun and more emotional and more, I don't know, more than I expected. I thought I was just going to come on here, play some track music, and I was nervous. I'm like, how am I going to take up 2 hours playing a soundtrack that's only 20 to 30 minutes long, and somehow it just worked. It was so fun talking with all of you, and gosh, that was really fun. Oh, here's a message from Sorrel. I want to leave this for Shiggy. I was having one of my worst days, and then you started to stream. I couldn't stick around because of my math homework, but decided, heck, why not support my Towel Cape hero? So thank you, Sorlith, and thank you, Sai, for telling that to me. Oh, Sorlith. Oh, well, I will message you on the Discord. Here, thank you so much. I appreciate that, and I hope that you're doing good with all the tests that you have and everything. Oh, thank you, Cody Sting, for saying that. And I see Meme Bugs is taking off. See you later, Meme Bugs. Oh, all right. Well, let's see. Iced Cactus says, thanks for creating a great OST for my favorite game. Aww. Aw, Last Year says, I've been sad this weekend since my best friend's moving soon, so this was just what I needed. Okay, well, it's never easy to leave to have your best friend leave or vice versa. I hope that you'll be able to keep in contact with them. So I think I'm probably going to head off now, but I just want to say again, thank you so much to everybody in the community. Thank you for everyone, who's been modding. Thank you to all the new folks, like all the people that came from the PVZ wiki, which is a wonderful wiki, and y'all did a really great job. Thank you, if you came over from the like PVZ Twitter or randomly, thank you all so much. And for all the people who were super generous tonight donating gift subs or bits or just Miss Your Bud donations, thank you so much. I hope I can accurately convey how much I appreciate this. Thank you, Fluff and Wonder. Just all of the support and the nice comments and thank you. The No Revenge picked this. Thank you so much. You're all so sweet and so nice. And then, yeah, I know, right, the username. Thank you, Miss Chris. Love you too. Can't wait to... Oh, thank you. Yeah, I can't wait to see you all at the Rock One anniversary too. I gotta summon the energy because that one's gonna be a long one. But I'm really excited. We're premiering our 3D animation from the Rock One world. I'm so excited about that. And be a lot of music, a lot of Towel Cape Hero stuff. I'll be sharing music and art that people have made. Make sure to submit that to me by the 8th if you want me to look at it. I won't be able to read everything, of course, but I will try my best to pick some to share, but I will definitely look at all of them and probably tear up because that's what happened last year. But thank you so much. And I can't, there's always stuff at the end of the stream that I try to remember to say that I kind of gather up in my head throughout the stream. And I'm just trying to, trying to remember all the things that I needed to say. George, the George fan on Twitter, and Rich Warner on Twitter, and Todd, I don't know if he has a Twitter, but Todd Semple on Twitter, go say hi and thank them for making such a wonderful game. It was an honor to get to make music for it, and this was so much fun. I still can't believe sitting here 10 years later, being able to play this for everybody, the medley, and to be able to sing the song for you all, and to look back and say, like, oh, in this time, like, all the stuff that's happened, it's crazy and awesome. Yeah, looking forward to the 20th anniversary. This was so much fun. Thank you all so much. I think the next time I'll be back is on the 10th, on May 10th. Is that, I don't know what day of the week that is, but May 10th. I'll announce the event time and all that stuff. Friday. Thank you, Valgus. Okay, Friday. I feel like I had one more thing that I wanted to say, and I keep talking because I keep thinking that I'm going to remember it, but I might as well just give up because I don't think I'm going to remember it. Yeah, so see you all Friday. Thank you again, just for everything, for Nihra. I actually am planning on doing Yoshi stream at some point because I love Yoshi. But yeah, thank you so much. I really hope that that it comes across how much I appreciate everyone here. And to everyone for just being really nice to one another and sharing your light with others. Thank you so much. Big group hug for everybody, as we do at the end of our streams. Thank you, Anonymous Gifter. Thank you so much. I love you all, and I hope that you have a wonderful day or a wonderful night. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart.